It's time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Hooray, the gang's all here at the start of the show. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown Tuesday night edition, and big show tonight. We've got a guest tonight. We've got Matt Bauman, Hilton Head baseball coach, joining us in a bit to talk about the community-wide toy drive that he's heading up, as well as talk about his team a little bit, looking ahead to the spring, talk a little ball, and he's fired up to talk a little Seahawks football as well. But before we get to that, we've got a team going to the state championship game. If you were watching tonight live on Buford's Own, you saw the May River Sharks take it in 4 sets up at Aiken. The Sharks are the lower state champs and on to the state championship game. Wes, have you seen who they'll play yet?
They will play the Blue Flame of Pickens.
I had a feeling.
Pickens Blue Flame. They have been there before. In fact, they were there when Hilton had knocked them off in 2020. They were there 10 years ago when they knocked off Hilton Head. So a perennial contender once any of our teams seem to have gotten to that state championship match. And lo and behold, here we are again, a chance to douse the Blue Flame in Columbia. But
I want to say they beat Bluffton once way back in the day too, mid 2000s. I'm going to look it up. Well, Pickens is a traditional volleyball power, to say the least.
And for reference, they did beat Bishop England this year 2-1 back in September, I believe. So for a little bit of comparison there, so both teams have beaten Bishop England at some point this season. So this should be a really good one. This May River team is really special to watch.
I'll tell you what, the second match in a row when they came back from behind after losing the first set in really dominant fashion, they were crushed in set one again, just like they were at Bishop England. They came right back off the mat and surged ahead. And I was able to watch bits and pieces, but I was doing another function tonight, but I kind of kept it on throughout. And man, just the composure and the resilience of this team. We saw it against the Battling Bishops, and then even more so tonight. What a job from that team. And man, they just found a way to make the clutch digs and some terrific kills when they needed to. And I look back, I think it was the third set when it was very close, and the Sharks went on a run. And there was a big play. It was like a big save at some point that some player made. I don't remember who it was because I couldn't really see that close, but that was what turned the momentum for sure.
Yeah.
And then they kind of ran away with that third set. A little tight in the fourth, but they were able to pull it out there and clinch the victory. But man, special run this team is on. And
it is a very special run, but this Pickens team, I'm just looking through their schedule. They are not going to be easy to take down. No. They have not lost a set. Yeah. They have not lost a set since October 12th. So they have played.
Well, wasn't that the same conversation against Hilton a few years ago, or when they played Hilton Head? It felt like
they've gone 9 games without giving a set. So that's a pretty impressive run. With Pickens.
They have ran through the bracket here in the. Let me pull it up real quick before we get to our guest, Matt Bauman. Really excited to talk some baseball, some fall ball, but this Pickens team is going to be quite the matchup. A very tough squad, rolling through this bracket. Travelers Rest, AC Flora, Daniel, and then knocked off Camden, I believe, as well in straight sets to earn their spot in what should be a really fun matchup Saturday morning over at Dreyer High School. So we'll try to make it up there if we can. And I know Buford's Own will be there, so it should be a really fun atmosphere and should be a tremendous match. But we'll get into more of that later because we have a special guest waiting in the green room to talk some baseball.
We do, and before I introduce him, the show brought to you tonight by Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor and our all-star sponsor. If you have legal needs, they can help you at Mickelson Law Firm right in downtown Bluffton. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, but they can help you with all your legal needs, regardless of who you cheer for in the Loco, the official law firm of LowcoSports. The Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsors, and they present our guest tonight, who's also doing big things for the community. We got Matt Bauman. What's going on, man?
Well, what's going on, guys? Happy to be a part of this.
Yes, sir, Coach. I'm glad you reached out about your toy drive, because it goes beyond just Hilton Head High School, beyond the island. It's really across the entire district. You're uniting our athletic departments, which of course is what we're all about. One Loco, all the way. So tell us more about how you've got all the teams pulling together to try to support the community this year.
Man, so the toy drive, we're in all the schools on Hilton Head, middle school, high school. We're out in Bluffton, we're in McCracken, we're at Bluffton Middle, and it's just been people, wanting to help the kids right here in the Low Country. Last year we had about 43 donation boxes out in the community, and that jumped up to almost 80 this year.
Oh, wow.
So it's just the community sport has been fantastic. And then I try to get my baseball guys in it. Their families donate, they donate to kind of give them a sense of giving back, because it's just a few years ago, they were the kids that, are going to benefit from, all these toys that we're going to bring in.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's a holiday season,
Wes.
spirit of giving. And yeah, I said, we're entering the holiday season, spirit of giving. And that's awesome for you to take initiative of this and really to see the high school kids being a part of this. And because they were, as you said, in those shoes a couple of years ago, where they were the little ones and receiving those goods, receiving those gifts during the holidays. And so, how did you look over this the first time and decide to take the initiative and be a part of this? And how cool is it to see not just yourself involved, but your baseball team, make some good lasting memories with us and benefit.
Well, Wes, your mom is actually a pretty big contributor. I taught with her for years, and she actually contributes with like a lot of the digital stuff we put out there. Very talented in that department. It comes from teaching, man. You see people coming into the public school system, kids that, everyone just assumes Hilton Head and the surrounding areas that we're affluent and that's just how it is. And the reality is that's just not it. I mean, you see kids coming in with holes in their clothes, mismatched shoes, hand-me-downs that don't fit. And I've had, I saw letters written to Santa Claus that said, Santa always forgets my house. He never stops, even if we're good. And, it tugs on your heartstrings, and, you decide to try to go and, make a difference. And it's simply asking businesses, do you want to help? And so far, everybody says yes. I mean, it's a uniting thing. People want to help children. And that's, last year we donated over $30,000 worth of toys. That was year 6. Year 1, we donated 50 total toys. That's how much it's grown just through the community.
That's amazing.
That's amazing, man. That's absolutely amazing. So if you said you're going to have over 80 donation boxes, I don't even know where can somebody find a list of where they can find those, or what are they looking for?
So I can definitely send you a list. Hilton Head High School actually just made a post today on their school website. They and their school Facebook page, and it's got a list of QR codes that take you to Amazon wish list, take you to Walmart wish list, that have the stuff sent directly where it needs to go. And it also has a list of all the businesses that are hosting, just to name a few on the island: Proper Barbershop, Hilton Head Physical Therapy. Those are just a couple. And like I said, all the public schools have boxes.
That's great.
You can go to any public school and drop off a toy, unwrapped toy.
Elementary schools, IB, Creative Arts over there. It's great for these younger kids too. I mean, just you mentioned it. I mean, some of these kids have not been able consistently to get those presents under the tree due to unfortunate circumstances. So, how much does it mean to these younger kids? I mean, just seeing that the extra generosity has got to mean the world for so many, and sometimes you overlook so many people in their area who are not as fortunate as some others.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing you see is like kind of after the holidays, you hear the kids, in the elementary schools talking about what they got for Christmas. And, when you hear the kids that never spoke up because they didn't get anything start to join the conversation,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
the toys we brought in and it reached the people that it needed to reach. I just have a belief that kids deserve to have a magical Christmas morning. It was always the day of the year where you felt like whether you're rich or poor, your family, your parents are working really, really hard, and you don't see that as a child to give you to make your day awesome. And if we are contributing to that so that they wake up and they're like, this is the best day ever, then we're doing what we need to do and, giving back to a community that, loves its sports and, loves,
Yeah.
this community.
One loco, one mission. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Right.
Yep.
So there you can
I'm
see specifically looking for books, Squishmallows, games, sports equipment, any kind of toys, new in the wrapper, right? Unused
Yeah, brand
toys.
new,
Um,
brand new and unwrapped.
through December 6th. Yeah, don't wrap them. They've got a full wish list of items if there's stuff that if you need ideas to come up with, as well as the full list of over 80 locations. You've got QR codes there to the Venmo as well as to the Amazon wish list. So couldn't make it much easier than that, Coach.
What
Good
we're trying
stuff.
to
We
do.
love what you're doing, man. That's awesome. Everybody should be able to get involved and help everybody have a happy Christmas morning in the Low Country. But you're busy with other things too. Going into your second year as the head baseball coach over there after assisting Joel Clark for a good while. And I know I could tell from social media that you had a heck of a time last year in your first go around. So I know you're excited for round two.
Man, the energy this year is great. We've had, one of those falls where it's just all about buy-in. The kids you expect to lead are leading, the kids that maybe you didn't expect to lead are leading, and it's just that one for all, feeling. They show up,
Mhm.
they put their head down, they work, they take criticism, and then you see them work to correct that criticism and make that weakness a strength. I couldn't be happier with how Seahawk baseball has gone through this fall. And right now we're kind of back in the close season, so we're grinding in the weight room 3 days a week, and then just chomping at the bit to get back out there in January and get after. I think our first preseason tournament, we're in the Woodland tournament at the end of February, and we're counting down those days.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, only a
tournament
few months
always.
away before we get back at it on the diamond. But yeah, just take me through what you saw last year. Very competitive region, fought in some close ones against some local foes. So what do you take away from your team last year, and what you hope to improve upon in year two at the helm of the Seahawk program?
Well, I think last year, we had a lot of opportunities to win games where we came up just a base hit short, or just a situational thing where we made an error in a key moment that, just the mental aspects of baseball maybe just were a little too much for us in those moments. So just didn't go our way. The biggest change I see in the region this year is we're back to the 3-game series. So
Okay,
now it's the same
Good.
opponent Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So
I like it. I like it.
the good thing for us is we have arms. So pitching is going
Yeah.
to be paramount, staying at
Yep.
those certain pitch count numbers so guys can come back.
Mhm.
Having reliable bullpen guys that can come in and throw strikes, and just being able to compete day in and day out. That's a lot of baseball in a week for a high school
It is.
kid. But you know what? We're pumped about it.
Depth allows
Welcoming
you to have a
Bishop.
plan.
It does.
Yep.
You got a guy that's dealing on Monday. Good chance if he stayed in the right pitch count, he's coming back on Friday.
Yeah.
So, we say goodbye to James Island and Lucy Beckham. James Island's kind of had
Buford's
dominated the
coming
region for a
in.
while, so it's kind of a fresh start. Bringing Buford back in, adding in Bishop
Yeah.
England. Um,
Yep.
I can tell you one thing about Seahawk baseball: we're going to compete. That's
Yeah.
what we are definitely going to do. The mentality's there. Now it's just going and performing, but. This is I've been around now. This is season 9. Second as the head coach, and I really like where we're at.
Yeah, man. It's definitely been building. You've got a good group of seniors, and that group is kind of leading the way for the football team right now. And we talk a lot about how the football team really sets the tone for your athletics for the year, because all of a sudden the football team's got everybody hyped up, and it's cool to be part of athletics. People want to play sports, they want to come out and be a part of it, and you guys have got it going good right now. I know you're having fun following BJ Payne's boys. They had a big win the other night against Bluffton.
Man, I got a couple of baseball guys on there that I'm like, I'm missing them I'm missing them at weights, but I'm like, y'all keep winning, so keep going. It is a different feeling in the fall when football is doing well. The excitement around the program. BJ's got them playing great football right now. The run game is dominating. The offensive line is dominating. And I know one thing: it is must see TV this Friday at the Nest, because it's been a while since we've had a home playoff game. That place is going to be electric. But hats off to BJ.
I'll tell you what.
He's got him rocking and rolling right now.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, when he gets to the playoffs at this high school, and we get some home football games, students are going to bring it. They are going to pack the Nest for sure, and going to be a fantastic atmosphere. I cannot wait to cover it Friday night. The first one since 2019. First time we have a home playoff game. Looking to get our first win since the 2015 season. And it would be quite an awesome evening if they're able to get it done. I think they have a great shot. But, yeah, you mentioned that run game of guys like Troy Timko and Zarnecki. Zarnecki's had quite a year. Tell me about some of the guys on
Timko's game against Bluffton was off the charts. I mean, he controlled the game from start to finish. I mean, it was hand him the football and get out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what it was. And then kudos to the offensive line, because there has to be holes to run through, so they're doing something right.
True that,
the offensive line's been amazing.
And by the way,
we had Timko on last night too, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah, great interview, just awesome guy. By the way, they are ranked. Hilton Head Seahawks are ranked in 4A, number 9, in the final poll that just came out today. Yeah,
that.
I think they were 8th on my ballot this week.
It's trickled down, because the excitement that's building from football is going to go right into basketball. It's going to go right into the spring, and hopefully we can keep that rolling and make this a successful year for Seahawks sports, because there's no reason for it not to be successful. We have everything we need facilities wise. The kids are there. It's time to start performing on the field.
Right on, man.
With football being as crazy as it was here within the region, I can't imagine what the rest of the sports will be like.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah,
what are you saying, Wes?
Baseball, which is with bringing in Buford.
Yeah.
He's mentioned that region bringing in baseball. So the kind of big picture of this, we talked about you guys, but the big picture 6-4A, May River had a tremendous year. Bluffton fought hard, but they lost a lot. Buford consistently turns out good teams. Bishop England's a little bit of an unknown, but would be surprised if they compete hard. So what do you know about some of the rest of these teams going into 2025 in this region?
Well, we know Bishop England's going to put a good team on the field. We played them a few years back, in a non-region play, and they've got some dudes. I mean, they always do. Buford you can't count them out. They're always scrappy. That's always the battle between Hilton Head and Buford. That's a fun one there. Bluffton's kind of our bridge bowl. That's one we always circle on the calendar to try to go, play our best there. And May River's got arms. I mean, that's the thing. I'm telling you, with the three-game region series, you got to have arms. And you got to have guys that can come in and throw strikes. If you have that,
you're playing 3,
you're going to be all right. I mean,
especially when you're playing 3 in 1 week.
Yeah, 3 in 1 week,
and then puts much more emphasis on the depth pitching, the bullpen. I mean, if you have 3 starters, that's ideal. But sometimes you may have to put together a bullpen kind of game and get good stuff out of a couple of your guys.
Or if you got a good back end, if you got a good piggyback, you can run them back.
You got to have guys that can come in and throw strikes.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, you can't waste bullets.
In the zone. I mean, that's baseball 101, and that's kind of been our Achilles heel. Some of our teams in the past. So, we're putting an emphasis on high strike percentage, letting the defense play behind you, and making guys prove that they can hit. Like, we are going to challenge you. If you barrel up a baseball, good job. You barreled up a baseball. But we're gonna limit the free 90s, and we're gonna come right at you.
Yep. Let that BABIP work.
Yes, sir.
They get themselves out like 70% of the time if you just make them put it in play. It's a hard
And,
game.
a couple of guys I'm excited about this spring. Grady Charrington Dunn's, super talented. He had a year. He was a freshman on varsity last year. The growth that he's shown through the fall, mentally and physically, could be a good year for him. Slater also Brooks, kind of like, our dude right now.
Leadoff guy.
I would be, shocked there's a better center fielder, around.
He's really good.
3/4 the outfield's covered by Slater is what we like to say. So hit it, go get it. That's what we tell him. And then it's just, Phoenix Shapiro. I can go down Tyler Young. I can go on and on about, guys that are going to contribute. But yeah, I'm just, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited.
Geeked up about it. Yeah, to say the least. Well, Coach, thanks so much for spending a little time with us tonight. And especially thanks for what you're doing, heading up that toy drive. That's an amazing thing. Again, you can go over to the Hilton Head Island High School page on Facebook, and they've got all that information that we showed you here. And I'll pop it up one more time. Going through December 6th. All the schools have places where you can drop stuff off, and they've got a full wish list on there as well. If you need ideas for things that kids are looking for this year, because you got to be in tune with what the kids are looking for, what they're asking Santa for, right? We gotta match the list. So we appreciate you, Coach. Thanks so much, and keep getting after it, man.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything you do for the Low Country, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Man.
All right, bye-bye.
Matt Bauman doing good stuff. Baseball on the baseball field, off the baseball field. Just a great thing that the kids are doing in the community, and it teaches our kids too. Our student athletes. What teaches them something about life too. That not everybody's got it maybe as good as you had it, or if you didn't have it good, there's others who are in the same boat.
I'll tell you what, as awesome as it is a kid to be part of, getting all the gifts at the end of the tree on Christmas morning, I think it's more amazing, and it means more to be on the giving side. I think it just makes you feel really good to make a difference. When you get older, you realize how special that is, and how much of an importance it is to think of Christmas and the holiday season as making a difference for others and giving to others in need, and that's a big part of it. And this is what Coach Bauman is doing. So just applaud and thank him and everyone who is involved with these efforts. And this is a joint thing. This is throughout the public schools, like Hilton Head School for the Creative Arts, Hilton Head IB School, middle and high school, I'm sure, are involved with this as well. All the public schools around the island. So awesome.
Yeah, you said all the Hilton Head schools.
Yep, I did.
And then the two middle schools in Bluffton, I think. But he mentioned something there that there's another thing you can do to help a little bit, and that's he mentioned how some kids, the kids come back after Christmas, they're talking about the gifts they got and stuff, and some kids don't say anything, and there's one thing that we've tried to do, and that is Santa brings one gift for everybody only, and the rest we take credit for. And one of the reasons is because we considered that not everybody's going to get a bunch of stuff from Santa. If you come to school saying you got all this stuff from Santa and they got one little thing, puts cracks in the story. So we try to kind of do our part, and just Santa gives you one, and the rest come from somebody else. And so that's just a little tip. You don't have to do it, but it's a little tip that might help ease the blow at school for some others, or make it a little bit easier on your kids, not put them in an awkward situation. But we're looking big picture over here, Libs.
Yep.
Looking big picture. Got to have the special item from Santa. But that was cool with Matt Bauman. We appreciated him coming on, reaching out, and letting us know that he was doing this and allowing us to let people know about it, because that's a big deal. And the more people know about it, the more they get involved, the better it gets. So congrats or props to everybody involved with that. Our MVP sponsors, we got Base Hit Life, our official apparel sponsor for baseball and softball apparel. Max just got his Base Hit Life hoodie with his Calm Your Mitts. That one right
coming in tomorrow.
That one.
I hope.
Where is Calm Your Mitts? It's up there. So there it is. Calm Your Mitts. That's the one Max got. Pretty cute. Base Hit Life has all kinds of cool stuff.
I got a neck color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
color.
think it's the appropriate color for it. It's a good color
yeah.
for it. That light blue is nice. So if you want to calm your mitts, or if you want to live your best base hit life, go to basehitlife.com and check out what all they got over there. We've also got homegrown home inspections, official home inspectors, best in the Lowco. If you're buying a new home, you got to have them check it out. And if you're building a new home, you got to have them check it out every step of the way with their phased inspection. Make sure it's built right with homegrown home inspections. Hospice Care, the Low Country, takes care of folks at the end of life. They've got palliative care, hospice care, and free grief counseling, plus plenty of other services they offer. And it's all not for profit at Hospice Care, the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. And if you want to find out more about the place you live and what makes it so great, check out the USCB Center for Low Country Hospitality Education. Their Island Ambassadors and Bluffton Ambassador programs are educating our hospitality workers and anybody else who wants to know more about the area and be a better citizen through the USCB Center for Low Country Hospitality Education. Those are our MVP sponsors. Now back to the volleyball. The May River Sharks are the lower state champs in Class 4A and on to the state championship game Saturday against Pickens. To pick up what we were talking about with Pickens, so this is how strong this program has been. They were in the state finals in 3A in 80. They won it in 88 and 89, runner up in 90, won it in 91. Then they won it in 98. And then they won it in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2004. In 2005, they beat Bluffton. 2006, they won it. 2007, they lost to Bluffton. 2008, they beat Hilton Head. And then they popped to 4A for a little bit, I think. Nope, not yet. And then they had a little down spell. But in 12, they were the runner-up. 13, they beat North Myrtle Beach. 14, they beat Hilton Head again. And then they went to 4A. And in 17, they were runner-up. 18, they were runner-up. 19, they were runner-up. 20, they were runner-up to Hilton Head. 21, they beat Aiken in the finals. And now they're back in the finals again. So Pickens has a bit of a basketball history, as Libby has pointed out, and quite a history with Lowco teams. They've had quite a few matchups with Hilton Head and Bluffton. So, but none with May River in the finals. So we'll see how the Sharks fare in their first trip.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No surprise to see them back in this position in the state championship match where they have been a number of years. I'm going back, as you said, way throughout their history. You mentioned they spent some time away from some of our Lowco squads, but when they have been competing against us, they have had some success. Although Hilton did knock them off in 2020 with the Addie O'Grady team. I do remember that 2014 team 10 years ago, which was interesting because I believe Hilton had beat Aiken to get to that state championship match where they lost to Pickens in 4 sets in that year. But we look forward into did they play in the next year? I know Hilton had won a state title the next year. I'm not sure if. Let me see if Pickens was the opponent. I'm trying to.
I got it right here.
Was it?
What year are you talking about?
No, they didn't. Nope. They lost to Eastside that year. Okay, I'm just going through what I remember. Yeah, they lost to Eastside, but I guess Hilton had beat them.
Yeah, Hilton had beat Eastside in 2015.
Okay. All right, that was the match I was thinking of. Then the other one I remember in 2020, and the big story going into that one was Pickens came into that state championship match. Hilton had they didn't drop a set in the playoffs, and they were the strong favorite to win that match. Hilton had beat them, and Hilton it was tight, but Hilton had came through in a couple of big moments in that game. Addie O'Grady providing a whole lot, this is including that final point to put Hilton over the top. And now, fast forward to 2024, Pickens in the state championship match. They haven't lost a set in the playoffs. They're going up against a May River team that has the possibility of sneaking up on them. Could we see a same story rewritten here with a different local
they are
squad?
red hot.
Yeah.
Red hot.
Yeah. I expect a great match. I expect a fantastic match. And so much history with this Blue Flame team going against some of our local squads, and May River, they are on an absolute heater right now, and even when things have not gone their way, they've been able to reset and get back to their game, and that takes a lot of maturity. The way that they've been coached this year, give so much credit to that coaching staff, and these young ladies have shown something extra in the clutch, especially these last couple games and these matches as we look towards the highlights. And once again, Javon Livingston doing some great work. If you can pull that, I heard.
Oh no, I was looking for something else. We were showing highlights a while ago.
Okay, yeah, I was looking up stuff. I was on the different tabs, so I didn't know. But
yeah, I showed like the last set of the game a while ago.
Yeah, that was quite the finish, because I was a little nervous as a Shark fan, as a Lowco fan, because it looked like we were going to see a potential comeback there from Aiken. It's never easy to close it out when you're a couple points away, but this team was able to find enough, and just some terrific execution down the stretch, and so many important pieces of this team. I mentioned Swanson a lot. I mentioned those Rick sisters, who have just been so steady throughout these playoffs, but just consistency and throughout those rotations, and they can go so deep on you. They have players who can come off the bench and rotate in and provide good minutes or good action when they're on the court. And it just it seems like someone finds a way to step up when they have needed them to, and whether it's been a key dig or an important block. And they just have good awareness of the game. I remember I was just watching some points today. They just find ways to finish off points in their favor, and that's not easy. Just great.
They're really in sync right now. Like it's really running smoothly. The passing is crisp. It doesn't really matter where the pass is, though. The set gets where it needs to go. Everybody's
great operation.
It really is, and they're all going through the motions. So the defense doesn't know where it's coming from until it's too late. Like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good to watch. I think they got a real shot. And I know Pickens is the real deal year after year, but I think they got a real shot. I think they are playing just phenomenal team volleyball right now. Their rotation is deep. Treywick's been really good as the libero. Like, everybody's just been she's the libero, right? Treywick. But the girl
lady. This girl is on fire.
They're all on fire right now.
We need to save that clip just for future users.
I have it queued up for all times,
not
basically.
Just in volleyball. We just need like the sound bite from it. So that whenever there's like a women's player from any sport that did a really like solid performance one night, we just have that sound bite ready to go. Devon just singing "This Girl is on Fire."
I'm definitely gonna clip it because it's too good not
good
to.
Stuff.
Yeah.
This girl is on fire. It's too great. So May River is going to the state championship game in Class 4A girls volleyball. We have
girls volleyball. Yeah, we have guys and girls. 10 a.m. on Saturday morning at Dreher High School. So early start there. So these young ladies, they've been in tournaments before. They played in the mornings. They'll be ready to go. They'll get some coffee or whatever they need to.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think they'll be running plenty hot on adrenaline.
On adrenaline.
And I suspect, I'm sure they'll get up there Friday night, spend the night, get up in the morning, do a little walk through and get after it. So it is a unique time, though. I mean, it is a little different, getting up and playing early in the morning. So you got to get up with your head on straight. Get good rest, get your head on straight, and get after it, because you want to get out to a good start. That first set's so important. Although May River's been able to, maybe not for May River. They seem to play great from a set behind early. So, but yeah, man, that'll be awesome if they can bring it home. Let's shout out some more sponsors before we go any further. The varsity sponsors of LowcoSports, DDS Web Design. Builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group, serving legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and helping us shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes out there on the Loco frontier. Dr. Ambrose Cole, our official chiropractor of Loco Sports. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor of Loco Sports and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. All you wrestlers out there, if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level this year, get over to Reverence Wrestling Club. They got classes every night. I think no matter what your age or skill level, you can get in 3 or 4 classes a week, and they have optional strength training too. So, I mean, you can do it all in one place. Just a world-class facility right here in the Low Country. So go check it out.
Yeah.
We had a good wrestling practice today at McCracken, man. We got after it. We did a little live wrestling at the end. Boys got after it. We got one girl. She got after it. I got after it a little bit. I'm cracking a little bit, but you know, I was the bull in the ring for a little while there. They all wanted a piece of the old man, and I still got a pretty good little outside single. I snatched a couple single legs up, but yeah. What do you boys want to talk about? Wes, want to talk about the rankings?
Yeah,
last rankings
why
came
not?
out
Last
today.
rankings of
Why not? I'm intrigued by it.
Last
Finally,
rankings came out today.
Hilton Head getting the credit they deserve.
Finally getting some love.
I'm waiting for that. Because after beating 2 teams who had at one point one was in the top 10, I don't think they are anymore. Is May River still top 10?
Yeah,
they are. They are. Yes,
Are
they
they?
are. They're in a tie for 10th. Yep.
Interesting.
They just barely. Yeah, they barely got the.
Okay.
They are in a tie
So
for
there's
10th with Seneca. Yeah.
5A.
The 5A top 10,
5A.
Dutch Fork.
What a
obviously
surprise,
number 1,
Dutch
although
Fork.
somebody's holding out for Northwestern. Some stalwart from the upstate.
Sorry if I was.
Hey, granted, they are undefeated right now, so I mean.
Yeah, I know, but Dutch Fork.
Give them some credit.
There you go. Hilton Head is coming in at number 9. May River tied with Seneca for 10th. That's probably all about right, I think. You see the difficulty of Hilton Head's draw here with Hartsville at 4 and South Florence at 6. You know, they'd have to go through both those teams on that side of the bracket. Whereas the May River Bluffton side, they'd have to go through North Augusta.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Great Collegiate. What is the situation there? Right
they will miss the playoffs.
They were denied.
They were denied. Season is over. I just heard that today.
Great.
Yes. Yep.
Love how they're receiving votes still.
Yes. I did not put them
it got a little wild in that hearing. It sounded like somebody threw out the idea of a death penalty. And it was like, whoa. This escalated quickly. So I don't know. Tensions are rising with the high school league and grades. We may get the skis at 5A soon.
Who are they giving the death penalty to? The coach? Like what are we giving
the
death penalty to?
The verbiage the verbiage that Lou from state used in his tweet was that someone on the appellate panel asked if the death penalty would be on the table for like repeated violations, and the answer was yes. So that escalated a little quickly. No, I think Marlboro is the one that was lodging the kids. I think, as far as I know, that's the one where he came down from North Carolina and he brought kids
penalty against the program. That is wild.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
That's pretty wild suggestion.
You know, Great Collegiate didn't have just one violation this season. They had multiple violations. I mean,
they did, and it's kind of a year after year.
I don't blame them for saying the death
lack of institutional control.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them to say, death penalty is definitely in the conversation. I mean, honestly, for the violations that they had, I would have.
I mean, they'd just go to Skeeza. That's all they do.
Oh yeah, well,
and then it would probably begin and I think the high school league would be fine with that. I think they'd be fine to just wash their hands of it. Speaking of those kinds of teams, Oceanside at number 6, Mountain View at number 2. People still putting BHP ahead of them, which respect. don't have any representation here. Obviously, Battery Creek's got to open at number 4 Dillon, so that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And then in 2A, this is where we do have a little action. Hampton County at number 8. Their second round opponent, should they beat Woodland on Friday, would be Manning, which is number 6. So, that would be a really good matchup there. Barnwell at number 2. Batesburg-Leesville is the unanimous number 1 now after they beat Saluda. And then 1A, Abbeville, of course. Louisville looks very good. Lakeview up to 3, so the Canes will have to pull off a major upset on the road this week. And then Ridgeland receiving votes. Didn't quite crack the top 10, even though I'm certain they're better than Branchville.
I would actually agree with that. I think
I had Dixie at my 10 spot, I think. I had that
that's fair. I wouldn't have put Branchville in that 10 spot. I would I think they would have been receiving votes, but I wouldn't have put them in my top 10. I agree. I would have probably put Dixie at 10.
Yeah, that's who I had in there. But it don't matter now. That's the last rankings, and no one will care again because now we're in the playoffs. So we get to settle it on the field.
Indeed.
The Canes have a catapult at QB. Do they have the horses with hands? They do. Millie can sling it. We got some dudes who can run behind them and catch it. We've had a few drop passes here and there, but we got a few guys who can catch it. And the kids are confident. They're feeling really good about it. They're watching film. Now, I'll say Lakeview's defensive line is pretty saucy. So, they're going to have to block well up front, create some holes and some time for Millie.
That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a battle won in the trenches. Whoever wins in the trenches will win that game, I think.
That's usually the case in the postseason, honestly. You wear them down, you can have a real good chance. Trenches and turnovers.
Hey, man. They beat Branchville this season. I wouldn't put it past them.
They're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
And on the road, too. They did it on the road. Mind everyone that they did it on the road at Branchville. So
you should try to get one time on.
Yes.
If I see him at school, I'm going to have to see if we can get him on the show.
Well, hopefully it's if Hampton County wins. I'd rather not have one time on here during
No. You don't want to get him after a loss.
You don't want to have him on here.
Drowning his sorrows.
No, you don't want that.
For that reason, I hope Hampton County will win their game come Friday night. It sounds like they have a pretty good chance of doing that. If they just if Hampton County plays their game, I'm not worried for them, and I think they're going to have a tough one against Manning the following week. But I kind of like Hampton County's chances against Manning. If that is
I kind of do too. I think they're in. I think they're actually in a good spot right now because I think people are kind of sleeping on them a little bit, and I don't know if that's wise.
I think they're in a great spot here. If they can, if they can get past Manning, I think they're going to be in a good spot going into that third round.
They're going to have to beat Manning and Philip Simmons to get.
I think a Philip Simmons Hampton County game is going to be a fantastic one to watch. If that's what becomes. If Hampton can get past Manning and Philip Simmons can get to the third round.
I feel real good about Philip Simmons getting out of their pod. They got Mullins, and then they would get the Whale Branch Kingstree winner, and they waxed Whale Branch earlier. So I'd feel real good about Philip Simmons getting out there. Hampton Manning winner is what you'd be looking at. But don't say Woodland. Woodland's good.
Yeah, Woodland's good too. Yeah. But I will say Whale Branch is in a bit of a I don't know if I like
they're in a tough draw having to go through Philip Simmons in round 2. But after the last 2 years losing in the first round, I think just getting out of the first would be good for them. That would be moving back in the right direction. So we'll see how it shakes out. Ridgeland's got a tough second rounder across too if they get past Scotts Branch.
Yeah. That's going to be a tough one.
One at a time, boys.
If Ridgeland does get to that cross game, which it looks like that's what it's going to be, if Ridgeland can get out of the first round, I think I'd be intrigued to see how that game goes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Raising Canes. What about Raising Canes? I do like Raising Cane's.
Never been there before. Never been to Raising Cane's.
I mean, I love the sauce. The sauce
sauce
is amazing.
Really good. Yeah.
The Texas toast is quite good too. Actually, it's like sneaky good. The tenders, I like the breading, but the tenders are a little chewy. They're a little tough for me at times.
Hey, I wouldn't.
Fries are good. I like the.
Hey, I wouldn't say no to them putting the Raising Cane's somewhere here in the area.
No, I like it, but I'll take Popeyes #1 still. Popeyes is my number one of the chain, the fast food chicken places. I
don't know, man. I love my Zaxby's.
I like Zaxby's.
Zaxby's is my two. Zaxby's is my two.
I love my
Zaxby's.
I think it's because Popeyes are just not. I don't have proximity to Popeyes, so when I see one, I'm like, oh, I gotta get Popeyes. Plus that sandwich. People were killing each other over that sandwich.
What do you think of Bojangles?
Bojangles is good. I think the Bojangles chicken is. I like their fried chicken better than like their tenders and their sandwiches.
Agreed. I agree.
I like their dirty rice a lot.
Their rice,
like a lot.
Yeah.
And those Cinnabiscuits are phenomenal.
Ooh. Oh, good.
I just ate. I don't want to get hungry again.
I
will say I do love me some Bojangles every now and then, especially in, I don't know why, but I will go to Bojangles in the morning just so I could get some chicken.
Chicken licking in the Ville.
Chicken licking.
I like most fried chicken though, if I'm being honest. Publix has really good fried chicken.
Publix has. Let me tell you, man. Especially when you get it on a sub. A fried
chicken tender sub.
Oh.
The chicken tendy sub. Yeah.
Yum.
It's dangerous when you're working in there, trust me. Smelling that stuff being cooked and fried in the morning is a danger. Especially if it's the chicken along with the bread in the Publix bakery.
But the best fried chicken in the Lowco's at Rigdon's in Hampton.
Oh yeah.
If you ain't had that, you ain't had
it. Good old
that's real good stuff. Real good stuff. You know who else has real good fried chicken though is Cahill's.
Cahill's got some good chicken. I do love Cahill's chicken, man. I do love it. Yeah. It's good stuff.
I love fried chicken, bro. I love fried chicken. That's good stuff. All right. Well, if you'd like to be the official fried chicken sponsor of LowcoSports, hit us up.
Yes, hit us.
We'll have more chicken wars. I'm a veteran of the chicken wars.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'll go for some Church's too now.
Church's chicken, I do like. I have tried it a couple times. It is good.
Maryland fried chicken. Yep. Cahill's. Yep. The sides. Yeah, you got to get some. Oh man, I got to get some fried okra when I go to Cahill's. Takes me back to my grandma's house.
Not gonna lie.
Fried okra.
Fried okra is not. I'm not a fan.
I understand if you don't like the squishiness, but man, I love cornmeal batter.
I mean, fried pickles. I love me some fried pickles.
Yes,
my mom hates pickles, and she gags every time I eat fried pickles. She thinks it's the most disgusting thing ever. But
I find most things is good fried.
yeah. Justin Jarrett has become a true Southerner here in the Low Country.
I mean, I was raised in rural Kansas by people from Arkansas, so I was already a true Southerner.
Yeah, that's true. But I will say that is literally what any Southerner will tell you. I like anything fried, man.
Yeah.
That's why we like our state fairs.
I want bacon in my vegetables, damn it.
That's why we like our state fairs so much, because everything's freaking fried and it's so good. But
I found most things is good fried.
Good fried.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway.
We are in the lull, boys. We're in the lull. We can't play basketball or wrestle yet. We are down to our last volleyball game of the season.
We got cross country.
There's cross country happening, and that is it.
And then some football playoffs coming up. We'll definitely dive into more of those later when we get to our pigskin preview. So that will be coming up, I believe, on Thursday. We also have UNCB basketball.
Huge upcoming Friday.
Yeah.
A lot of really great games. So for anyone here in the Low Country to go out and watch, and I should mention, if you do if you are at a game that we're not at, we'll tell you what games we're at come Thursday. But whatever games that you guys are at that we're not, please feel free to share with us like the scores of those games so we can get up to date information. So when the pigskin goes live, we will be ready to go.
When the pigskin goes live. We'll hopefully be able to like arrange to have eyes and ears everywhere, but if not, we will let you know by Thursday night where we need coverage.
There are a lot of games.
I was trying to look.
Lowco
Trying to see. So yeah, Battery Creek, boys and girls both qualified for state, it looks like.
In what, cross country?
Yeah, Bluffton, Colleton. Did everybody get to go to this thing? Oh, I know what it is now. Qualifiers are everybody now, right? It's not it's not lower state and upstate anymore.
No, it's not.
Everybody. All right, there we go. You share scores. Max will sing a song live on Loco.
No, I will not. Thank you very much to our football expert, Misa.
And Kevin Libby dares you to get your Loco selfie with the boys.
Oh, of course I will.
The preliminary plan is Wes at the Nest for his Seahawks, Max at the Den for the Bobcats and Sharks, Timmy Alonso out at Whale Branch, where Kingstree is visiting, and I'm going to do a little Ridgeland two-step and hit the Jags and the Rebs. Nice. So we'll have a lot of coverage, and then we'll be able to help us out with the rest of them. It should be good times. All right, boys. Well, I think we can start bringing this one in. Called a little bit earlier night. Our Loco Booster Club, we got Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court with Charter One Realty. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel. They'll get you outfitted over at Argent Boulevard at their showroom. Check out Eagle Creations, see what they can do for you. Jay's Barbershop, head to downtown Ridgeland for a haircut or just some great conversation. But you'll come out looking stylish at Jay's Barbershop if you opt for the haircut. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks is presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode tomorrow night at 7 p.m. live on the Loco Media Network. And Hurricane Sports Cafe, the place to be in Hampton. If you need something to eat or drink, stop in and say hi from the fellas from Loco. Now to our parting thoughts, gentlemen. And Max has one queued up already.
Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. So this was from last Saturday, and I forgot that this team was wearing these helmets, and I think they're absolutely 100% the coolest helmets in college football. And it's TCU with their red face mask. Look at the pattern on those. Man. Those are the coolest things I've ever seen. I would ask to buy one of those helmets just so I can put it up in my room, because that is by far one of the coolest helmets I've ever seen. And the jerseys are amazing as well. Let me see if I got a picture of the jerseys here.
Libby likes the horned frogs.
Yeah, so that's the uniforms to go with the helmets, and those are pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention that last week, and I forgot they were wearing them on Saturday against Oklahoma State. But the other thing I saw was Villanova basketball, because college basketball has started, of course. Villanova lost 2 games this week. I don't know if you guys saw this. They lost 83-76 to St. Joseph's, and then they lost 90-80 to the Ivy League school Columbia this week. They are sitting at 2-2 right now, and I have no idea what the 2 wins are this season. But that's a rough way to start a basketball season if you're a Villanova fan. With all the success that program has had over the last half decade or more. And so that's a rough way to start, because St. Joseph's is a Atlantic 10 program and Columbia is a Ivy League
St.
program.
Joseph's is no joke.
St. Joseph's, they're mid-major.
St. Joseph's is no joke, but we're talking mid-major programs, high-level mid-major programs
in the past. But they beat Lafayette and NJIT. So
JIT.
Yeah, so those are cupcake teams. Of course, they should be noticed.
Man,
oh boy, yeah, craziness. You get some craziness early though. Didn't Syracuse lose to Lemoyne or somebody, or barely beat them?
What did I see? Hold on, Syracuse.
They either lost to them or barely beat them. It was ugly. You get some weird stuff in college basketball early on.
You do indeed.
I mean, obviously, anytime
Right.
a 16 can beat a 1 more than once.
I will say they almost lost to Colgate today, 74-72,
Syracuse?
and they barely beat Lemoyne, 86-82. South Carolina, we mentioned, lost the game to, I can't remember who it was.
Somebody's sorry.
Yeah, first game of the season. Let's see, basketball. There we go.
That's what I love about college hoops, though. Chaminade,
North Florida,
it's Virginia every once in a while.
They lost.
That's right.
North Florida, and then they beat South Carolina State, and they've beaten Townsend. Their next game is on the 16th, this coming Saturday, against 16th ranked Indiana.
Ooh,
that's an interesting one. I'm intrigued by that one.
Yeah, November basketball is fun because it seems like it's very, as Kevin Lee says, very unpredictable. Just you kind of don't know where teams are. They're trying to fill each other out, and of course, with all the movement throughout college basketball, you get kids coming up from high school and going to the league next year. It takes a while to kind of feel like a team. So there can be wild things happening.
And then one of our other in-state basketball teams, the Clemson Tigers, started off their season with wins against Charleston Southern, 91-64. They played St. Francis University out of Pennsylvania, 88-62. And then they played today against Eastern Kentucky. They won 75-62. Their next game is on the road at Boise State. Very interesting.
Well, speaking of Boise State,
is Jonty going to be playing?
Yeah. Also, the schedules for Clemson baseball were released today. So I did get to take a look at what their schedule is. Very interesting start. They're playing a showdown tournament. I don't know where it is, but it looks like they're going to be playing teams like Ole Miss, Arizona, and a couple other teams to start out their season. So,
fun.
But I did see the video of Steel Bird playing against the Savannah Bananas, and he was playing against a guy who was on the stilts pitching.
Stilts pitching to him.
He had to go against the stilts pitcher. I find that absolutely amazing. Gives you a really weird perspective on how to hit a baseball.
That would be wild.
I don't know how they do it.
Speaking of, you mentioned Boise State, and that goes into my parting thought. The new college football playoff rankings just came out tonight. And Oregon's still in first round bye. Texas, BYU, which would be crazy to think that they have a chance of winning that conference in the Big 12 and getting an automatic bid into the top 4, because all the conference champions automatically, I didn't know that in the past, but all the 4 conference champions automatically get a bye in the playoff and get a top 4 seed. So that will be interesting. Unfortunately, despite Clemson getting some help this week with Miami falling to Georgia Tech, Clemson still won. They took their business against Georgia Tech. However, because of the tiebreaker, and so right now Clemson and Miami are tied, which would right now be decided the second spot in the tournament. SMU is still ahead of them. Unfortunately for Clemson, the tiebreaker is win percentage in common games, and the Louisville game is the difference, unfortunately, because
it is, because Miami beat
Louisville.
So Clemson's going to need some more help.
Yeah, I'm trying to look and see what Miami, because the only way they make it to the state championship game or the ACC championship game, really, realistically, is if Miami loses another game.
And the only one I
don't know if they would get in it. SMU
Syracuse is the one that they think they could struggle with potentially. I think they should. I think they'll take care of Wake Forest. I wouldn't doubt that one. And then Miami Syracuse would be the interesting one. Now you just pulled up the bracket reveal. Look.
It just went away.
It just went away. Look at that top left corner. Look at that top left corner. Anything significant about that matchup? Oh, yeah. Jalen Sneed,
Tennessee.
Jalen Sneed, Gaston Moore.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why Notre Dame's sitting at the 9th seed. They should not be there. They lost to freaking Northern Illinois. I really don't like them sitting there. Because I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't trust Notre Dame at the moment. I know they've been playing good football as of late, but I still don't trust them. They lost at home to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, but that's why they're the 9 and not the 5.
They shouldn't be any of these seeds, in my opinion. But that's
probably shouldn't.
No way
but
deny a one-loss Notre Dame team.
No chance.
Now,
Notre Dame is
Clemson, on the other hand, I do want to mention something with Clemson. They have a big game.
That would be like the NFL
Saturday.
leaving the Cowboys out of the playoffs if they control who got in.
I will say this: Clemson does have a big game coming up on Saturday. They're on the road at Pittsburgh this Saturday. That's going to be a big one. If Clemson can't win that one, they're done. So they need to win this game because I want to see because Miami really. I feel like Miami, despite their wins and the one loss against Georgia Tech, I feel like Miami has struggled getting ahead in games. Like they've been some like very scary games, and Cam Ward somehow, with the magic Cam Ward has in his fingers, gets them out of it. I don't know how, because there have been a couple games where they're gonna lose. Especially the Virginia Tech. We thought we were watching that game.
Oh, they lost that game.
We thought they lost that game. I kind of agree with you. Then they almost lost to California. I think they had a close one with Cal Berkeley.
Yeah, they did.
They've had so many other close games, and of course, finally they lose to Georgia Tech. By the way, that's Georgia Tech's second straight win against Miami. If anyone remembers what happened last year at Miami, very, very just stupid call by Cristobal. With the running the football rather than just taking the knee and ending the game and, just running out the clock. And, of course, Georgia Tech gets the ball back on a fumble and then wins the game on basically the final play of the game. And so this time around, Georgia Tech, I tell you, man, Georgia Tech's been one of those teams that I've watched closely because I like how that program's being built as of right now. They're really something. There's something special brewing out in Atlanta for Georgia Tech, and I think give them another season or two, and they're going to be a team that nobody wants to play because they are looking really strong and have gotten stronger over the last couple of seasons. And I think it's shocking.
Rambling Rick.
Well, I just, that win on, out in Ireland to start off the season against Florida State, everybody was going crazy because at that time Florida State was actually school being mentioned for the college football playoffs. And of course, look, that they only have one win since. Anyway, but I do think Georgia Tech has been one of those teams where nobody really wants to face them when they're having a good game because they can beat you up. And they've done that a couple times this season. And I like where Georgia Tech's going. And that win against Miami is huge for them. That really is a booster to their program. And potentially the future of their program for getting recruits and stuff like that. But, yeah, really for Clemson, I think Miami's going to need to lose another game to give Clemson a chance. If Miami loses another game, Clemson wins out. It will obviously be a chance for Clemson to get into the college football playoffs, even as a 2-seed or a 2-loss team.
Yes.
Because if they win the ACC title, they get an automatic bid.
Right.
So really,
and
the
top 4.
In the top 4 seed.
Because I think even if SMU loses, I don't think Clemson has a chance still. I think it has to be a Miami loss.
SMU has to lose twice. Yeah, SMU has to lose twice.
I want to check this real quick.
Wow. BYU at the 3 is wild to me.
Yeah.
They've been really good. They've been really good.
Trust them, though. I
don't trust them either because
it'll be interesting to see if Dion can sneak in there. If Colorado can sneak into that Big 12 championship game.
I just thought about this. I believe Colorado is playing BYU on Saturday.
Yeah, so I think that's right.
That's a big one. That's a huge
one. If they win, they're basically.
Here's the remaining schedule for SMU. SMU has Boston College at home on Saturday, and then they have Virginia and California. So Clemson right now has the toughest schedule out of those 3 teams, remaining schedule at least, because Clemson not only has to play.
Now BYU's got Kansas this week.
Kansas.
Colorado. They play Colorado at some point, though, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly sure. And
maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't until the Big 12.
I want to look at that real quick.
Or Big 12 championship.
Yeah, Boise State at 12, Ohio State at 5. Yeah, I mean, so basically
no, they don't play.
BYU
They don't play each other. Colorado just has Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State left.
Utah could be an interesting one for Colorado because Utah.
And if they win out, they'll be in the championship game against BYU.
Well, I mean, that's a Utah team that just about beat BYU this past Saturday, and so if I'm Colorado, that's like the game I'm looking at right now, saying
but they're 4-5 overall and 1-5 in conference.
Don't look at the record. They've had some real close games this year that have been 1-score games. So I wouldn't put it past Utah to give Colorado a run for their money.
If they
Coach Prime.
That's a very
they went out. That's
an interesting bracket because what they're saying right now is BYU is the favorites to win the Big 12, which
I don't know. Colorado is they have a case.
They're the dark horse.
Yeah,
Colorado might get into the Big 12
sure
championship game. If Colorado gets into the Big 12 championship game, and it is BYU and Colorado, I have a feeling Colorado is a better looking team.
I agree, and I'm sure
the
networks are all going to love them in the.
They'd love to have
Coach Prime. Yeah.
I think Coach Prime's probably a little bigger draw than BYU.
Yeah.
Penn State, the best
playoff quarterback? I don't know. Drew Aller? I don't know about Drew Aller.
I'm a Penn State hater since way back, so I'm not the one to ask.
I don't think Penn State's going to get in. Sorry. I don't think they're going to get in.
I mean, aren't both kids from Texas better than him?
Well, I'm trying to think right now.
Raiola from Oregon's pretty good. Ward's very good.
Yeah.
Ward is very good.
Will Howard's pretty solid.
Dylan Gabriel's pretty solid.
Pretty good.
Dylan Gabriel from Oregon.
Gabriel, that's who I was thinking.
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
I mean, there's this is what we love. Complete chaos in college football.
Yeah, first year of this new playoff format. That's everyone.
This has been one of the crazier college football seasons I've seen this year because we have had multiple different teams at the number one spot this season.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect year to usher in this 12-team playoff.
Right.
Yeah, who knows who the top four are. Every week.
You really don't have a clear favorite this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm loving right now about this upcoming playoffs is that there's really no team in this bracket right now that has solidified a spot.
Right.
I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, Oregon and Miami haven't solidified a spot. Texas is not solidied yet. Alabama,
but those teams would have to do a lot to slide all the way out of the top 12.
Yeah,
the real surprising thing is Georgia's not in that bracket right now.
Right.
They're one of the first two teams out.
Yep. And Alabama's like they're on the bubble. If they lose again, they're not going to be able to get them.
And I see them losing again before the season's over. I really do. Indiana at the 7th seed, though. I love where Indiana's sitting right now, and I really like that football team. I've watched their last couple games. Oh my God, that team has been special to watch, and I would love to see them get to a Big Ten championship game and take on potentially Ohio State.
Or I'd love to see them beat Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
SEC still the best conference.
I think so. I just think it's more competitive this year than usually.
Yeah, I just think teams are beating up on each other. The fact that you brought in some other teams and the fact that everyone is so soft at the top, like you're beating up on each other. You don't have that unbeaten team because everyone's getting something from each other. It's such a competitive conference, and even more so now you add in schools like Texas and others, and even like the foils like Vanderbilt, as we saw earlier in the year. So it's just so hard to predict what will happen. And the crazy thing is like how many all these like the amount of teams in these conferences, and you only get 2 teams in the championship where like
it's
you don't play like almost like half the teams that it seems like in a regular season now. It's just really it's kind of crazy how the new conference step is. I like the divisions. I like the division where
I did too.
You played every team in the division.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at it right now. ACC is not doing divisions. I don't think SEC can do divisions with how big of a
too big now. It's too big.
The same goes for the Big Ten.
You'd have to have like 4 divisions and then have a tournament.
Semifinals.
Yeah. Like there's at that point you're going to be playing like 20 plus games in a season. So I mean, I don't think that's realistic. I mean, not even the NFL plays that many games in a season. So
I love that the Big Ten has 18 teams.
Yeah. How do you have that many freaking teams? That's just too, that's just too many. But I mean, the SEC has what, 16? 16 or How many is
No,
the
they're at
SEC?
18 now too, aren't they?
Are they at 18? They may be at 18. I'm trying to think.
I don't remember if. Yeah, no, we're at 16, right? Because we were at 14, and then we added Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah, so 16.
Let me count.
The ACC is not much smaller because they've added like 3 or
16 in the
like
SEC. A mere 16 teams in the SEC. 9 of whom are currently ranked in the top 25. By the way, that's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I think that answers. I think that answers Kevin's question. Is the SEC still the best conference?
I think this is an easier answer. What conference is the best value buy for TV rights? Easily the SEC.
SEC, easily. If there's a second place, it'd probably be the Big Ten.
It's the Big Ten is the
easily
second.
the SEC by a long shot, in my opinion. But Big Ten football is not, the worst, value for TV rights.
No, it's good. I hate the Big Ten networks.
It's stupid. I don't get it.
Bubble lettering, I hate those.
I don't understand it.
I do feel like the Big Ten has a lot of fraudulent teams, though. That middle of the pack is very squishy.
It is really squishy. Well, I mean, look at Michigan right now.
They got 4 top 25 teams as opposed to 9.
So what? Penn State, Ohio State, Indiana, and who's the 4th?
Oregon, traditional Big Ten power, Oregon.
Yeah.
I always forget they're in the Big Ten.
You don't think, Oregon, Big Ten football.
Yep.
You just don't think that, dude. It's something
it's
I guess we're going to have to get used to.
Bring on the 32-team Super League or whatever. I'm ready. I'm done with this. The 4 divisions, 8 teams each.
You know what? Screw it. Let's do a 64-team March Madness style football.
Take us all.
Yeah, it'll take us till March to finish it. Yeah. We'll play both championship games the same weekend.
Yeah.
Football and basketball.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, that's probably enough parting thoughts. If you're excited for hoop season, we got a good one going right now. Kentucky and Duke. Traditional blue blood battle. State Farm Classic.
I didn't know they were playing tonight.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game too. Duke up by 9, 13-26 to play.
Cooper Flag. I don't know if you guys have seen Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I heard about him.
That dude is a beast.
I don't think the NCAA wants to take football into the spring semester.
No,
because it's already at this point they're already playing like in the end of January with the expanded playoffs. So I don't think
right.
That's true. You do make a good point there.
You got to pass your classes first semester if you want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't just coast.
Right.
The great thing about the playoffs is, I would say, is there is always a gap between the conference championship games and then when bowl games start. And so it's just NFL football, which is fine. But having college football on Saturday throughout the entire month of December is going to be crazy.
It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, we do. I think there's like maybe a week off before then, because I think the first round is like December 20th or 21st, somewhere around then.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be great. We're going to have playoff before Christmas.
Because we used to have to watch some really mediocre bowl
games. Yeah.
Now like Memphis against North Texas in the Lawnmower Bowl.
I think there's
welcome everyone to the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
So you're like, why am I betting on this?
Welcome everyone to the Bahamas Bowl.
They'll have one game on Friday the 20th, and 3 on the 21st. So the 21st is a Saturday. So,
yes,
can't wait. Yeah. You know what else is coming up this Friday? If all goes well, Mike Tyson will punch a hole in Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that. Oh,
Friday night.
God. Live on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought Netflix would be hosting a boxing event?
The Tostitos bottom of the bag crack chips bowl.
Oh, no.
Dude, Kevin, that's the best comment you've posted yet, dude. That's hilarious.
Mike is back. America 2024. He said that other man, Iron Mike, he's back. I don't like him. He's not nice, but he's back, and we got to deal with him. I'm like, oh no, Jake Paul, you're in trouble.
I'll tell you this, for Mike Tyson, who I'm pretty sure is in his late 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he's like 58 or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure he's 58 or something.
He's 58.
58 years old. Dude still, I don't know if y'all have seen training videos from him.
Oh, my God.
Still hitting them bags, man. Holy crap.
Monster.
I don't know how he does it.
What's crazy is he's 58 years old, and people are still saying if he doesn't win, it's fixed.
No. I find it funny how they think he's going to.
I think if he lands one blow, Jake Paul is done.
Yeah,
done.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Wouldn't that be something?
I tell you, I will be going to the Bluffton Bobcats May River Sharks game, and while I'm there, I will be keeping an eye on the freaking boxing match.
Okay, that's Friday night. Friday night,
8 o'clock.
8
o'clock the main card. Friday night on Netflix. I look forward to it. All right, boys, let's call it a night so we can be refreshed and ready to go tomorrow night. If we do a show tomorrow night, we may take one off. I don't know what we talk about tomorrow.
We don't really have power
guest. If we can find a volleyball guest,
that's true. We should try to get that. Yeah, 8 p.m. when we watch the movies.
That's what I was.
That's a good call. We'll try to get the Rex.
I tried to mention it earlier, but I lost track. I haven't seen anything about the high school league doing the press conference.
I did see something about it.
Am I late?
Okay.
Oh man.
Press conference will be Monday. Oh wait, no, sorry. Will be Tuesday for 5A. Friday, 9:30 and 11. I can't tell what this says.
What? I didn't see anything on the site about the press conference. I was just asking if they still did them. So I could.
Wait, what? Volleyball press conference?
Yeah.
High school league, they have. Sometimes the quality isn't great. Sometimes it is, but they have traditionally press conference for the championship teams for pretty much every team sport.
They're usually not.
Nonetheless,
very good.
We should tell everyone that the volleyball state championship will be on Saturday, if I'm correct.
Yes, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. It will be on Beaverton. Javon from Beaverton will be broadcasting that game. Thank you so much, Javon, because I don't know if I'd be able to make the trip for that. It will be in Columbia at Dreher High School. Should be a good one between Pickens and May River. Pickens is a very good team, but May River has taken down some really solid teams this season, including one of the favorites for the lower state finals, Bishop England. So this should be
Aiken,
and Aiken, yeah.
I think they're up for the challenge, but we'll see if we can round up anybody from that team. Maybe Coach Hedrick and a couple of players and talk with them tomorrow night. And then we'll be back Thursday night. Loco Pigskin preview. We'll get the gang all together and get you ready for kickoff for round 2 of the Skiza playoffs, the semifinals, and round 1 of the high school league football playoffs. So that'll be tomorrow night and Thursday night. And then Friday night, of course, it'll be Loco Pigskin Live. So we got plenty of stuff coming at you this week. Plenty more stuff coming at you this week. Thanks to Matt Bauman for jumping on with us tonight and for everything he's doing over at Hilton Head High, as well as with the toy drive. So if you want to be a part of the toy drive, you can go to the Hilton Head Island High School Facebook page. They've got all the information there, and you can find out what you need to get and where you need to drop it off. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm, and thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. We'll see you next time. For Wes Kerr and Max Raj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.